Let's do this. Good morning, afternoon, or evening to those who are not detained or deceased. It is July 4th weekend, and I got home a few hours ago from a 12-hour shift to record this video to list every name that I found of a person who died in ICE custody from the beginning of this year to July 4th, 2026. While we celebrate freedom with Chinese colorful bombs in the land of immigrants built by black slaves and populated and run mostly by European immigrants, these are the people who were deemed unacceptable to live, not live in the United States, but to live at all, because they came into the United States in a way that this administration determined was unacceptable. It's a long list. This one page does not encompass all of it. And this is only this year. The year's like halfway through. And because this list has been so long, ICE has made a statement that they will no longer be reporting any deaths that result after they lose custody of a person. And I'm not sure what that means. But the list gets significantly less populated in the last month. Does that mean when they go to the hospital? Does that mean when ICE dumps them on the street in the cold? Does that mean when they deport them after denying them medical care? I don't know. And you don't know. Let's get on with it. January 3rd, 2026. I apologize for all future pronunciations. Geraldo Lunes Campos died in ICE custody. His death was ruled a homicide after being detained by 5 guards, one of which visibly, according to witnesses, obstructed his breathing. He was in this country since 1996. That's longer than me. He was 55 years old. Luis Beltran Yanez Cruz, January 4th of this year. He was in this country for 26 years, almost as long as me. He was 68. He died of a heart attack. Medical experts said that hours prior, he should have been on his way to an emergency room, based off of what was described to them. Luis Gustavo Nunez Caceres, I believe, died on January 5th. He was 42 years old, died of heart complications. His brother had to start a GoFundMe to get his body back. This is the big one everyone knows. Renee Nicole Good died at 37 years old on January 7th of this year. She was shot in the face in her vehicle by an ICE agent. Her last recorded words were, "I'm not mad at you." Her shooter's next recorded words were, "Fucking bitch." Renee Nicole Good was not the first US citizen or the first person shot by an ICE agent since Donald Trump took office. Ruben Ray Martinez was shot to death in March of the year prior, 2025, because he did not stop for ICE. He was a US citizen. Paradi La, I'm sorry I did not look these up. I should have. Was 46 years old when he died on January 9th. He spent 36 hours in custody. ICE says he died of withdrawal complications and was given multiple doses of Narcan. Narcan causes withdrawal symptoms. If you've worked in medicine or you've known somebody who has gone through addiction, you know that. He was not provided any medications for the withdrawal symptoms by ICE's own admission. ICE claims he was on fentanyl. His family does not understand, and they probably never will. On January 14th, 36-year-old Victor Manuel Diaz died of an apparent suicide. I could find nothing further. Heber Sanchez Dominguez was 34 years old when he died on January 14th. He was found hanged. This was an alleged suicide. There is speculation to the contrary. He was arrested for driving without a license. He lasted 6 days in detention before, at best, he took his own life. The next one's going to be familiar. On January 24th, a VA, Veteran Affairs, I believe, ICU nurse was shot to death in the back 10 times after being disarmed and detained by ICE agents. His name was Alex Preddy. His last recorded words were, "Are you okay?" That one's sinking. Second page. February 16th was a doozy. On February 16th, a doctor named Linda Davis, who was a special ed teacher, was killed in a high-speed chase while ICE attempted to detain somebody. She was 52 years old. Wasn't involved. A casualty of aggressive policing of immigration enforcement. This is the point where I remind you something you may already know, and if you did not, now you do. Entering the country without documentation is not a criminal offense. It is a civil one. This woman died while a federal agent chased down somebody who was violating a civil offense. Next one. Also on February 16th, Lorth Sim, I believe is how it's pronounced, died of cardiovascular disease at 59 years old. That same day, a 27-year-old, that's my age, Jero Garcia Hernandez, died from an unexpected collapse while receiving treatment for a fever. I can't speak to every 27-year-old, but usually don't die from fevers. I don't know. I can only speak for me. On February 24th, Erica Arruiz Vega died of kidney disease days after being released from ICE detention, where she was denied her medical care. She was on dialysis. They did not provide her dialysis. Her kidneys failed, and she died. She was mother of 3 children. On February 24th as well, Nurul Amin Shah Alam, at 66 years old, was left in the cold by ICE. In the middle of the night, he was found dead. death was ruled a homicide. Obviously. February 27th, Alberto Gutierrez Reyes, who was 48 years old, died of cardiac arrest after being denied medical care. It's younger than my parents, one of which has survived cardiac complications due to medical care. I'm going to again apologize for pronunciation. Payman Karshenas Najafabadi died on March 1st from cardiac arrest. 2 hours prior to death, he was seen at a medical facility and pronounced stable. He was taken to a different hospital where he died. Strange to take him to a different hospital 2 hours later. Daffy Mitchell was found dead on March 2nd with an ice tracking anklet days after release. That is all the information I could find on her death. Third page. Emmanuel Clifford Dumas also died on March 2nd. He was 56 years old. He died of sepsis from a tooth infection. He had been complaining about this tooth infection for 2 weeks and was denied proper medical care, but was provided ibuprofen. He had been in detention for 168 days, 4 months. He was 56 years old. On March 4th, Irvin Cruz Nape, who was 44 years old, died after release, days after experiencing heart attack symptoms in custody and receiving minimal treatment. I see a trend. On March 13th, Mohammed Nazir Pakhtiwal, at 41 years old, died of unknown causes in ICE detention. This one should hit the conservatives, because this man right here was Afghan Special Forces and worked with, fought with, and helped the United States military in Afghanistan. This man should have a medal from the US government, and instead, he was very likely killed by them. Unknown. On March 16th, Royer Perez Jimenez, who was 19 years of age, died of alleged suicide. He was detained after he drove a scooter across traffic and was arrested for it. He did not know that that carried the death penalty, or whatever the hell was going on in that detention center that led him to take his own life. But I'll tell you, at 19, I did worse than drive a scooter on the road. They didn't kill me for it. Jose Guadalupe Remes Solano died on March 25th at 52 years old. The cause of his death is unknown. The cause of his death is unknown. His inmates, yes, apparently that's what these detainees are, reported that he had complained of overheating and that nobody came to help until he was unconscious and unresponsive. And then he died. Juan Van Bui died on April 1st at 55 years old. Supposedly of natural causes, hypertensive cardiovascular disease. I believe this person died in the hospital. I do not know that their family was notified. If this person was going to die anyway, on this day, of which there is no guarantee, considering it was a cardiovascular disease, they could very much be compounded by stress. At least they would have most likely died with friends and family by their side. Instead, they very likely died handcuffed, or at best, still very much detained. 55 years old. If your parent were 55 years old and died of heart complications, would you want to be there? Alejandro Cabrera Clemente, found unresponsive on April 11th. Cause unknown. Last page. April 12th, another 27-year-old, again, my age, died of presumed suicide. Their name was Damien Carbonell Betancourt. Supposedly took their own life at 27 years of age in ICE detention. There's a huge jump in time here. We do not know what the reporting criteria was from April to June 24th. But keep in mind that every single other name I've listed happened in the first 5 months of this year. And it was multiple a month. But one in June, there was an 85-year-old man in detention who was a German national being held for entering the country through a Texas port of entry under suspicion. Over 100 days, if I remember correctly. 85-year-old man with dementia symptoms, held over 100 days. Held any days is too many. Died in ICE custody as the only death in June. On June 24th. Correction, I stated that Adrian Andreas Flarian was detained for over 100 days. That was not wrong. It was a severe undercount. He was detained for 300 days at 85 years old. I'm out. Those are all of the reported deaths reported by ICE or the public media from the start of this year. This list is incomplete. We know this list is incomplete. This list is incomplete because ICE has told us that it is incomplete. This list is incomplete because we do not know how many people have died from complications after deportation. We do not know how many people have died of complications after being released. We don't know how many people have been detained. We don't know how many people are missing. From the time you are watching this, it is guaranteed to be after I am done reading this list to you, which means the chances that that list has grown has gone up. If you've gotten this far, thank you. This was not highly produced. It was kind of a mess to produce. I cobbled this together after working a 12-hour shift and knowing that at the end of the 4th of July weekend, I had to do something. Anything. And if you took the time to watch this, you can do something. Anything. As small as telling your neighbors, telling your family, teaching your kids, this is wrong. Maybe naively so, but I would like to be the last generation that watches these atrocities happen. I've got nothing. It's up to us. It's always been up to us. Thank you for listening.